Want to grow on TikTok? Join our agency for support with expert mentoring, stream protection, and audience growth. It's time to level up. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to join today.
Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out with the one and only, the body snatcher, the lone wolf, Dillian Whyte. Dylan, first of all, first time interviewing you, so great to be speaking to you on camera. Any other monikers, any other names heading into this fight with Ebenezer Tetteh for yourself?
No, I've been knowing a few names in the past, but no, nothing. I just, the body snatcher is the name that was given to me by the fans, and I kept it. It's a nice name. Very powerful name, and it's part of my style. I like attacking the body when and where I can. So yeah, it's a good name.
Good name indeed. Ebenezer Tetteh, look, it feels like this past year has been the setup for something greater next year, the bigger fights that you're looking for. Of course, you can't overlook the challenger of Tetteh who's been in with Dubois in the past, but is that it for you, just like looking to get those big fights in 2025?
Yeah, I'm looking to get some rounds and get tested as well. I'm sure Ebenezer Tetteh is going to come to fight, Everyone that fights me always turn to fight me. It's like, you have journeymans that I fight them and I'm like, you're not the same journeyman that just fought that guy. Like, what the hell? Why does everyone turn up to fight me? But, obviously, he's got a good ranking, got a good record. Obviously, he got lost in the people say he lost in a round to Dubois, but Dubois beat AJ in 5 rounds. So if you put it into perspective, a round to Dubois is doing all right. But he's had a couple of wins since then, which means he's serious and he wants to get back to winning ways. And he knows if he beats me, his career is changed, He goes from making hundreds to millions. So yeah, it's a dangerous fight. So I'm very motivated. I'm looking forward to the fight, man.
I listened to some interviews on the way down from Birmingham just to prepare myself, and I heard you kind of say, like, after the Fury fight, you thought, like, do I want to continue? What was the motivation? What was it like kind of pulling yourself up from that point to get back into the ring and try another assault for the titles?
It wasn't after the Fury fight. After the Fury fight, I knew that I wanted to get straight back in there, and I got straight back in there. Obviously, I got straight back in there. When I fought Fury, I got knocked down, but he stepped on my foot and pushed me, and I tore ligaments in my foot, obviously. So I waited till that heal, and then I got straight back in there, so I was on it. But just the ups and downs and the misfortune situations that's happened since then just sort of put me off boxing, Obviously, I've always been a tough one. I'm very stubborn and very hard to deter. But obviously, I just had enough. I just said, fuck this. I just had enough of it. And I just said, you know what? I got other options, other things I can do in life. I don't need to keep having the mental bashing that boxing gives to me. It does. If you're not strong mentally, boxing can destroy you. Boxing can destroy you. And I was at that point and I said, you know what? I don't need this in my life. And that's it. I just kind of walked away from it. Went and did some different things. So while I was just relaxing and trying to find myself again. Obviously it was dark, put a lot of weight on, got depressed, and just was hiding away from everyone for a minute, man.
The heavyweight scene has shifted significantly since your fight with Jermaine Franklin and since, of course, your fight with Hammer. Where do you feel you fit in amongst the heavyweight scene right now with loads of fighters kind of vying for a position for one of the titles when Usyk and Fury eventually fight and maybe the belts fragment further?
I'm still one of the top fighters around. I've been inactive. And obviously we're working on it now. I'm still one of the top fighters around. I still belong up there with the top guys. I think I'm still ranked highly in the world. You know what I mean? So yeah, it goes to show. I haven't fought much in the 2 years and I still got high rank world rankings because of the fighters I fought and the points I have. So I'm still one of the top guys. Once I get active, which is what we're working on now, I think I should be right back in the big fights next year, God willing.
What is the one, if you could pick the one big fight you wanted? I'm sure you say you look for the title shots there, but put titles aside, is there a specific fight that you're looking for?
I'd love to fight the 2 guys I lost to, obviously. I'd love to fight AJ and I'd love to fight Fury. I've avenged 1 defeat already. I'd love a chance to defeat the other 2. And I'd love to fight Derek Cesaro. I'd love to fight Daniel Dubois. I'd love to fight Joseph Parker again. I'd love to fight Martin Okolie. I'd love to fight Jared Anderson. I'd love to fight all of these top guys. You know what I mean? These are the best guys around. I'd love to fight Andrew Ruiz. If I can fight Andrew Ruiz, Daniel Dubois, Zile Zhang, Wilder, then Joel Miller. And that's it. I fought all the guys, all the best fighters around in my era. No other heavyweights done that. You know what I mean? If I can fight those, if those could be my next 5 fights, then I fought everyone there is in my era, all the best guys, and all those guys have been world champion apart from and Luis Ortiz as well if he's still alive. Yeah, then that'll be it. So yeah.
Which of those would represent for you the toughest fight?
They're all tough fights, man. They're all tough fights. Each one of them brings something specific to the table. AJ brings speed and power. Dubois brings power. Obviously, Usyk brings technique and speed and power too. You know what I mean? Fury brings awkwardness. He's a big guy. You know, Millers is a big tank. You know what I mean? Andre Ruiz got hand speed and he's a big guy. So, you know, Okolie is just a big guy that comes forward. Obviously, but his heart's a bit suspect. So they bring different things to the table.
One natural fight that has that thread coming through is the rematch with Joshua. Where do you, having fought Joshua on the come up, now a lot of people are kind of writing him off after the back of the resounding defeat to Daniel Dubois. Where do you think he is as a fighter and his mentality to continue and strive for big fights?
Firstly, boxing and boxing fans are very ungrateful. He's given a lot to the game. He's achieved a lot. He doesn't need to still fight. He doesn't need to carry on fighting and keep giving the fans. And they're going to complain, we ain't got no big fights. So what, you know, they should put respect on his name. He's fought. He's actually tried to fight and he's actually willing to fight the fighters around. So respect to him. And I think he's still a top fighter. I think he's still got a lot left in the tank. And I'd love to fight him. I think he's still one of the greatest around at the minute. I'd love to fight him. You know what I mean? I'd love to fight him again. I rate him highly. And I think you only have defeats like that when you fight good people. He could have fought Manuel Cho, fought some other guys and beat those guys, and then people would complain, but he's still been a winning streak. But he's tested himself against a guy, a similar physique to him, similar amateur pedigree, similar status as him, but just younger than him, and he got caught. What more can you say? People should be grateful that he's fighting someone good and hungry, that is a 50-50 or 60-40 fight. You know what I mean? But boxing fans and boxing people always complain. They're never happy. They will never be happy.
As a competitor, though, just to switch your mind from that boxing fan's point of view and the outside, as a competitor, do you look at us and say, now's the time to jump on? Because
I never want to fight someone when they're done. I want to fight the best version of that person. You know what I mean? I wanted to fight the best version of the person. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's why I wanted to fight him after I fought Jermaine Franklin. I had a decent comeback fight. I wanted to fight him before, but then I said, okay, if he wants to fight Franklin to make his mentality better and to be better fighting me, then go ahead. You know?
Dubois, the other side, is someone that you said that was on your 5-fight list there. He's been on a meteoric rise since the defeat to Usyk. He's obviously put away a lot of doubts from the Joyce fight and the Usyk fight as well too. That prospect of you fighting Dubois, how tough of a challenge do you think that is?
It's very tough. You know what I mean? He's in a role at the minute. At the minute, his self-belief is through the roof. It's very tough, but, you know, I see things there that I can do to cause him problem and possibly use, make him question himself in certain situations. So, yeah, but it's tough. It's a tough challenge. I'm not going to sit here and think, oh, yeah, right now I'm ready for him. No, I need a longer training camp. I need to get this fight away. I have a longer training camp, spend more time body working certain things, and then, yeah, I believe that I can beat him and cause one of the problems.
Another thread of fighting as well too is Lawrence Okolie. You had a little bit of a beef in the past. I remember seeing the videos on IFL with Coogan in the background there. He's now at heavyweight. I think he's since said, since his defeat of Hussein Mohammed, that that's a fight he wants, a fight with you. You welcome that fight?
Lawrence and Joe Gallagher need to take a shower. They both look very stink and dirty. They just chat rubbish all the time. You know, Joe Gallagher said, oh, Lawrence will never fight me. You're just a trainer. You don't call no shot in no one's career. These guys, listen, Lawrence Okolie chat rubbish. Joe Gallagher chat rubbish. They're 2 peas in a pot. First, Lawrence Okolie was calling me out when he was a cruiserweight. I said, okay, fine, we'll fight. It's their public. Yes, okay, I'll fight. Let's go. Didn't happen. Turned to heavyweight, he wants to fight me. Okay, let's go. Oh, now I don't want to fight Dillian Whyte because he ain't got a real title and he's not my trajectory to go towards a real title. Then now, he fought the idiot he fought Saturday. No disrespect to the guy, but how the hell did he get to 18-1? I can beat that guy in my sleep. I can just sleep and accidentally roll over and KO that guy. It's terrible. You know what I mean? I wish I get an opponent like that. You know what I mean? And then now he wants to fight me again. I think Lawrence Okolie is bipolar, I think he doesn't know what he wants. You know?
Appreciate that response. But that's a fight you welcome then, that fight with Okolie?
I've already welcomed that fight like 3 or 4 times ago. He needs to make his asshole stop doing that and then come and fight. Listen, I just want to fight the best guys. If he wants to fight, then, people like Jake McKenzie thinks he beats me now. So, there you go. Jake McKenzie real champion. If he say he beat me, then let's fight.
I get your takes on some of the big fights coming up. First of all, Dubois versus Parker. He's taken on a tough tester, one of the highest ranked opponents there. The mentality, sometimes other fighters might not look to take those tough tests, but Dubois welcomed that challenge of Parker. Do you think he comes through that challenge?
Dubois is a young man. He's right now is where we are was a few years ago. He believes he's invincible right now. He's invincible right now. He just wants to fight. And I respect that. He just wants to fight. He wants to fight.
Usyk versus Fury 2. Fury said that he's got to be bigger. That's the real form, the true form of the Gypsy King, the one that turns that close defeat into a victory. Do you feel like a heavier Tyson Fury gets the job done the second time round?
I think if he's heavier and is more aggressive, it's a good thing. But it can also be a bad thing because being lighter and fitter, Usyk put him in the red zone very quickly by moving forward and pressing the fight. So it could be a double-edged sword. But I think if he's heavy and he's aggressive and push him around and trying on big shots, then he stands a better chance of winning the fight by KO. But let's see.
If there was to be a stoppage in the rematch, who would you back it to deliver the stoppage?
I don't know. Right now, you'd have to say Usyk. Usyk almost stopped him in the first fight. If the referee didn't step in and count, he probably would have got the stoppage.
A couple of final things away from this. Fabio Wardley on the ascent towards world title level. How far away is he from one of those big opportunities?
He's right there, man. He's right there. Just whether or not he wants to stay busy or he wants to wait. He's right there. Fabio is a great prospect, man. He's a great prospect, and he's proved it. He's proved it time and time again. Look in his last fight. He showed warrior heart the first fight and the second fight, went out there and got the job done in spectacular fashion. I was very concerned for Frazier Clark. So yeah, he's the top man. I signed Fabio and no one was interested in him because I could see there's something about him. He had that quirkiness and that athleticism, that weird athleticism about him. He had that little spring. I was very confident as well. So I was like, you know what? There's something here, and I wasn't wrong.
I see people sometimes calling to pitch you two against each other. That would never happen, surely, right?
People, listen. People was calling for Vladimir to fight Vitaly. So that's how boxing fans are like dogs. Like they're like wild dogs. They're not even like trained or tame dogs. They're just like wild dogs, just kill and eat. That's it. They're like wild dogs. Listen, why would me and Fabio fight each other? What for? We're in two different stages of a career, and we're like a band of brothers. Obviously, Fabio is a good guy. You never forget what I've done for him. And he's done a lot for me. He's held his help. Whenever I need Fabio, if I call Fabio tomorrow and say I need sparring, he'll come. And vice versa. I'll do the same for him. And when we look at Fabio, you have respect and he's grateful and he understands and he sees the opportunity we've done for him. And not a lot of people is that today. So me and Fabio will never fight. We have that mutual respect.
Just mentioning Vladimir there was a brief conversation that he might return to the ring either against Dubois or Fury in the future. But would you welcome a fight with Vladimir?
I'd love to fight Vladimir. Because you know why I say that? I was going to camp with Vladimir when I had 2-3 fights. And he's a legend, isn't he? He's a legend. It's like when I started with Vitaly the first time, I was like, wow, it's Vitaly. I remember this guy terrorizing Lennox Lewis when I was a kid. You know what I mean? So for me to share the ring with someone like that, it was amazing. So I would love to share the ring with all of those guys. I'd love to, man. It'd be amazing. It'd be an honor, man.
We talked about the heavyweight landscape shifting, and there was a huge seismic shift not only in the heavyweight division but also in broadcasters in the form of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson being on Netflix there. What was your reaction to seeing Jake Paul defeat Mike Tyson?
Anything positive is great for boxing, you know what I mean? Jake Paul brings something to the boxing that the normal boxers don't bring. He brings that new generation. He brings that streamer, the YouTuber. He brings young kids and he brings normal people into boxing that would have never get into boxing, you know what I mean? And he brings millions of fans and support to the boxing. And on the Mike Tyson prospect, on the Mike Tyson side, I'm just happy that he gave Mike a reason to get in shape, to get healthy. Man, people forget Mike Tyson almost nearly died this year. The fight gave him a reason to get healthy, to get in shape. Probably added 10, 15 years to his life. So he saw a positive all the way around. And he made a lot of money. So he wouldn't have made that money sitting in his house doing nothing. So, okay, we wanted to see, it's Mike, innit? We wanted Mike to to go out and fight and bash him up. But he's 60 years old. You know what I mean? What do you expect? What the same Matt Tyson that fought Lennox Lewis or whoever, fought Danny Williams or whoever. You know what I mean? That fought Trevor Burbit. No, easy. Listen, one thing you can't defeat is age. You can slow it down a little bit and be healthy and fit, but you're still 60 years old.
Bring this back to yourself. I noticed that both you and Fabio have been able to successfully navigate the pitfalls of moving from promoter to promoter without burning any bridges, where other fighters have gone to different promoters and sometimes the relationship is fractured. What's the secret? How come you've been able, and Fabio have been able to keep relationships with like the likes of Eddie and Frank and not, I guess, burn any bridges?
I don't take nothing personal. Once you understand it's business, and never close the door. Never close the door, because once you close the door, it's very hard to open again. Never close the door. You can be upset and be annoyed and irritated and whatever, but I don't disrespect these guys publicly, and they don't disrespect me publicly. So the door is always, it's always like, okay, well, things didn't work out, but I'm open to work with them again in the future. It's the best way to do. No point making enemies, you know what I mean? Like a good friend of mine said, there was a priest, he was on his deathbed, and another priest come to him and say, renounce the devil and announce God. And he said, listen, now is not the time to be making enemies. There you go. Lesson for today.
Those two have gone from enemies to friends now, haven't they, Frank and Eddie?
Money talks. Money talks. Money talks. And I think finally they realize that it's good business, good for business. And that's what it's all about. Making massive events. And that's as good. Sometimes it just takes someone to come and mediate in the middle and people to realize that we haven't really got a problem. We've just been silly, you know?
Dylan, I'll leave the final word with you. Your fight with Ebenezer Tetteh coming fast, very soon, a couple of days away now. Have you got a message also to your heavyweight rivals who you'll be looking forward to seeing in the future in the ring in 2025?
I'm back, and I'm serious about mounting another assault. I'm back, and I'm serious.
Dylan, pleasure speaking to you. Thanks for speaking to SecondsOut. Be tuning in against Tetteh. Speak soon.